Welcome back, Duck fans, for another edition of Coach's Corner. My name is Faraz Hyder, and today we're joined by women's head lacrosse coach, Celine Cunningham. Celine, it's a pleasure to have you on.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Well, Celine's in her 8th year here for women's lacrosse, which is entering its 10th season here at Stevens Athletics. Let's talk a little bit about last season. You had a great regular season, 15-1, only lost to number 4 TCNJ, but then you get upset in the Empire 8 tournament. How disappointing was that?
Very. I mean, probably top 5 in athletic career coaching and playing. It was heart-wrenching, and the kids, they played so hard and they come up empty. We just really, we look back and we said we had a bad day. It wasn't a bad season, it was a bad day, but it affected how we played in postseason and what happened in postseason. So, I think as we'll probably progress in this interview, that it really was motivation for this year, and hopefully as we progress throughout the season.
That's what's going to be my next question. How do you take that loss from last season and motivate it for you this season? You're 2-0 so far. How do you continue to work on that?
Well, it's never enough. We just have to keep on working hard. We have a really good freshman class. We have 10 freshmen in, so the team is not the same as it was last year. And we have Michelle Bonacore back, which makes a difference. And so the personnel was very different from last year, but there's a core group that have that same feeling that's really pushing this drive for us to have success this year.
A quick look at the schedule. You play 4 teams that are ranked in the top 20. 3 of them are in the top 10. Why such a tough schedule, and what does that do for you towards the end of the season?
Well, obviously you want a tough schedule to prepare you for your E8 schedule, but and prepare you for postseason. And when we look back on last year, I think we had a shot to get an at-large bid, and we didn't get it. And the reason being is we didn't have the strength of schedule. So we really worked hard in making sure that we had that, and that couldn't be an excuse for us not getting in the tournament.
Start of the season, you're 2-0. You came from behind in the season opener, and then a thrilling triple overtime win against number 8 Union. What do you attribute to your success so far this season?
The kids don't think of going into a game and not having success. We were down both of those games, which was kind of ironic because it's really hard to be down and come back. And they never thought that they weren't going to win that game. And, scoring with, I think it was 10 seconds left in that regulation, that doesn't usually happen. So I think it was their willpower, their belief in each other that was going to happen. And we talked about the game. Like, we believe that we should be in postseason. We believe we should be in the NCAAs this year, and we believe we should have been in it last year. But, we have to be able to compete against teams that are regularly in that, and that's what we talked about, to get ourselves prepared for it. We did. We competed against a team that goes second round in, so we were happy with it.
One of those players leading on your squad is Alyssa Piggott. She's a senior-year captain, Empire 8 Player of the Week this week. She's had 6 goals, 6 assists in the 2 games. There's a piece that came out in Lacrosse magazine about her, how she speaks up for the Ducks now. How have you seen her develop since when she came in as a freshman in 2006?
She's always been a great player. She was underrated as a recruit. I'm lucky that we got her here. Got to see her play a couple times in high school and was so curious why she wasn't committed to a team already. So we were really fortunate to get her here. But she was good when she stepped on campus. And, she has a good knack of the game. She understands the game really well. So we looked for her to be a leader out there. And it's really hard as a freshman. And, I think she might have been intimidated in the fact that she was a freshman and there were upperclassmen in the group. But, we kept on working on that as a coaching staff. And, this year it's been amazing. She leads by example, which she always has, but she really demands a lot out of her teammates. I think in that piece we talked about when we asked for captains, we asked why you wanted to be a captain, and she really said, I want to take this team on my back and I want to lead them, and she does it day in and day out. She has a good group. She has 2 other captains that help her out with that and a good senior class. So, but she's really stepped up this year, and I think that's made a lot of difference for her personally and in her position on our team.
Besides Alyssa, there are a couple of other players that maybe don't get the popularity that she might get, maybe like a Michelle Bonacore or Christine Smith. Talk about some of the other players, maybe like the underrated ones that go.
It's funny. You guys might think, or people watching might think they're underrated, but on the team, they make a tremendous impact. I don't feel like there's a sense of somebody gets a little bit more than others because we watch Christine play, and we're just in awe watching her down the field. Like, she just goes coast to coast. She's a really graceful player, and we really enjoy watching her. So, maybe she gets it from outside, but, on the team, they really respect her, and they think a lot of her. You got Michelle Bonacore. Jenna Scheibling has stepped up this year and done a great job for us. Leah Wasserman is a great player. She's a gamer. Pam Loria, who I know later on we might talk a little bit about her, but she's somebody that's been sick for the first 2 games and really hasn't stepped up. And she, at the end of last year, she was the best player on our team because she really just developed throughout the year. So, I see that she's going to be one that's going to step in and do great things for us.
Next week's going to be spring break on campus, but you guys are taking a trip to Texas. I know you've taken a couple of trips in the past seasons before. What's the purpose of the trip? What do you seek to accomplish?
Well, it's good to get out of this snow and cold weather. We're pretty excited about that. I think it was 84 in San Antonio the other day, so we're looking forward to that. And I think the kids are more worried about what they're packing and their bathing suits in there. And so much, I always have to refocus and say we have 2 games down there. But we'll get a lot of practice in. It'd be good to get off campus and just really, it will be great team building for us. We'll have an opportunity to, be out of classes and, not rushing from one place to another. We play Bowdoin. That last time we played Bowdoin was in the NCAAs, and they beat us. And so, not this core group doesn't have that experience, but I do. And they played in the NESCAC, so it's a great league, and I think that they're premier league in women's lacrosse, and so we do well against a team in the NESCAC, and it says a lot for our program. So that's what we're looking forward to.
Couple of off-the-field questions. Your squad last year was once again named to the academic honor roll for the Intercollegiate Women's Lacrosse Coaches Association, I believe. I think that's the 7th straight season while you've been here that the Ducks have been honored with that. How much of pride do you take in, and how much effort do you make sure that the students do well, not only on the field but off the field as well?
Yeah, that's very important to us, and it's important to our team, and we're really proud of it. Everyone has their role in the team, and in that role we have some people that carry us a little bit more than they should. Sam Zucker had a 4.0 last semester. Claire Udy typically does really well for us, but everyone has done well, and it's important to our team. It's important because they're student athletes, and it's huge in recruiting because we talk about the fact that we made that on a roll. We talk about the fact that we have a 3.2 GPA, and we talk about we have kids on the president's list, and that's important to us.
You yourself were a student athlete. You played for Maryland. You were offered a scholarship in both field hockey. You were a captain, and then you took the lacrosse team to the national championship in '81. How was that, and maybe how has the game changed since then to now?
Yeah, I'm dating myself quite a bit here. It's changed a lot, and the reason they changed the game is they want to make it safer, and the kids are more athletic these days. The equipment, the technology, the pace of the ball has made these changes. But I look back, and my experience, I had a wonderful experience, but our kids today are just like my teammates back then. They want to win. They work hard. They're student athletes. They, when they're playing, it's the most important thing to them. They have a passion for the game. So, maybe the game has changed, but I see my team very much like the team I played for.
You're also a basketball fan. Any predictions for the ACC tournament?
I'm shooting for the Terps.
All right. Thanks very much. That's called Celine. Celine, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, fans, make sure to join us. Keep checking back on the YouTube channel for another interview from Coach's Corner.